All right, here we are. Good morning, Brickmaniacs. Welcome to another live SitRep. All three of you, at least to start this thing off. We'll wait a little bit till there's some more people jumping on, able to do their thing. I've got some cool stuff to show off here today. We'll take a little closer look at Cody's new Sherman, as well as the Minifig of the month. We'll talk a little bit about the release schedule coming out for the week. We'll talk a little bit more about that 30% off sale happening in all of our retail locations this week. Yeah, and then we'll chat and we'll go through some cool stuff. We all want to see the Sherman. I know you do. Who doesn't want to see the Sherman? That's why I put it in the thumbnail. I know what's going on. Hi, Nathan. How you doing? ASAP, what's going on, man? Hey, if you guys have not checked out ASAP Animation's Fury video, holy smokes, do you need to go, like, I mean, I'm not saying log off at this live stream, but as soon as we are done here, you got to go check out that video. Holy smokes, it's incredible. Well done. Well done, man. That was clearly a labor of love, but you did an excellent job. We were happy to be involved in helping some of that stuff out. So, all right, our view count is climbing here a little bit. So I guess I'll start off with just a couple of our notes for this week. I posted this on Instagram yesterday, but I'll remind you guys here again too. So the vault is set to come out Thursday like normal, but because of the holiday, we're also going to launch our new releases and our new pre-orders that we are on Thursday at 8 a.m. So that's a little bit different than, you know, obviously our Friday new releases, but it's vault week. So really all we're doing is just combining those two emails. And then that's why there was no email today, because there's the vault action is set for tomorrow. So we got some cool stuff in the vault this time around. I think the highlight will be the C47. If you saw Dan's Instagram, that's going to be pretty cool. Looks like we got somebody walking in the GHQ here, so Nugs might be burping a little bit, but that's okay. That's what live stream's all about, man, doing it live. So that'll be sweet. We also have a Mosquito, Blitzbox, S-Tank, little gas action, and then one of the P51s. So about a half dozen items, actually exactly a half dozen items. So it should be a good little vault. And then obviously we'll have the new releases, etc., that'll come along with that. So that'll be fun. Yes, right. That Fury animation is super awesome. Super, super awesome. So we will answer some questions, etc., on here too. Don't worry about that. We'll probably steer away from exact dates of restocks, because that can get a little difficult when we're trying to search through the project list, etc. here. So I will answer whether or not I've seen something on the project list, but if we're looking for actual, like, when specifically are you going to restock that, we'll probably put those questions on the back burner for now. Okay, let's do it, shall we? There it is. The new Sherman. M4A3 model. This is just a prototype, obviously. You'll be able to see what it looks like with its printed elements, etc. when it comes out tomorrow on pre-order. There you are. So you can already kind of see the jumbo chassis, and then with the smaller turret and smaller gun, kind of a rare version of the Sherman, but still really, really iconic looking. And he just does such a great job with this chassis. I mean, it's just excellent. Super, super awesome build by Cody. This one will come with a flesh figure too, like the last one I know did not. Came with a yellow fig, so that's part of the upgrades that we're doing. Obviously, it's got all of its functions as did before: elevating, depressing gun, opening hatches in the front. Top here, little brick arms 30. Oops, sorry, little brick arms 30 caliber ball mount. M2HB on the top. Track links are back. How nice is that? Excited to be able to have them up for standalone stuff. But for right now, they're just available in restock pre-order form, or yeah, new pre-order form and restock pre-order form. But there you have it. We'll show it off more as more people cycle through. This is obviously still just the prototype. We're still working on a lot of stuff here. There you have it. This is the new Sherman. It'll be out tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful design. Super solid, as you can see. I'm just like fumbling it all over the place here. So it's as solid as a tank. Boom. So there you have it. Pretty awesome, huh? Cody did a dang good job. He did a dang good job. I'm going to grab one thing real quick here. Okay, never mind. Maybe we'll wait on that later. But I do have another thing to show off here too. I know we've seen a little bit of it on Instagram, but I wanted to show off the minifig of the month. This is our Revolutionary War soldier with a perfect caliber flintlock musket. These things are dang cool, man. These things are dang cool. Pretty neat theme to get into. Something, you know, that is different from having Lego vehicles, because obviously there weren't vehicles in the Revolutionary War. So it's very minifig and artillery, etc. based. We will have a little 6-pounder cannon that'll come out tomorrow with these guys as well, and that will be just a new release. So if you want to pick yourself up a bunch of Revolutionary War soldiers, and then along with these flintlock muskets, you'll also be able to get a 6-pounder artillery gun, so you can do like a little revolution mock right off the bat. It'll show up in your order. That'll be nice, because we don't usually put those teeny little kits on pre-order like that. So it's a cool little look at what we have coming out tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Remember, we are changing our releases this week because of the holiday. Also should note that customer service will be closed on Friday. So if you have questions about your order, place it early on Thursday and then ask those questions, because on Friday they won't be there to get back to you. And I won't, you know, we won't have the Instagram up and answering questions either. We'll be doing some posts and stuff, but you know what I'm saying. So make sure to reach out, get those questions answered. Tomorrow, as I said, everything is going to drop Thursday at 8 a.m. We'll also have a vault preview video out this afternoon. Hopefully we want to sit down with Dan, talk through some of the vault items like we have in the past. So I know you guys enjoy those videos, and we enjoy making them because it's fun to talk about the cool exclusive stuff that's in the vault. And then if you're one of the lucky people who are able to snag that, you can go back and watch the video and see what Dan has to say about your kit specifically, which is kind of cool. So hopefully by this point, you guys all know about the 30% off sale this weekend in our retail stores. Hopefully you've planned your trip or enlisted your friends who live in the area to be able to get to something like that, because it's going to be a cool event, fun store, lots of savings. There's a lot of exclusive stuff. We will still have the mask ordinance, minimum amount of people, etc., or maximum amount of people. So show up early so that you have time to wait for that kind of stuff, or you know, want to be one of the first people in the door, so you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You can just run in and get the kits you need and then take off. I'm sure there'll be quite a few people going about it multiple different ways, so really each of it is on you. But that's a little bit about what we've got going on here. I will pop over here to the comments real quick and see if I can find some questions to answer. Yes, we will do an online sale for the 4th of July. It won't be 30%, but there will be an online sale that'll run starting tomorrow. It'll start tomorrow with the new releases and pre-orders. Simon Jones asks, is there any chance of a Harrier, Royal Navy Harrier? I think that would have to do with licensing. And I know that the Harrier would be one that if we got the license for, we would have put in the pipeline right away. So I would assume that means that we do not have the proper license to be able to produce that kit right now. Will there be a dedicated question time? Asks Lego Empire. Clever. We just kind of do them throughout this thing. Shy Time wants a 13-star American flag with these figs. That can be done. I'm sure it can. I don't know a ton about the fabric printing sides of that. I know that we come out with new flags every once in a while, but it's kind of just like, hey, these are new. Here they are. And I'm like, oh, great. I didn't even know we were doing these. So if we get those in production, they'll probably just wind up showing up, and then I'll be like, hey, Shy, guess what? You got what you wanted. Cross Gotes asked, do you guys hope to go back to not having pre-orders when the kits release when COVID calms down? No, I think we're going to go with pre-orders in the for the foreseeable future here, and most of that is just because it helps us purchase the bricks. To have those pre-orders out in front of things is, we first of all, we're able to gauge interest right away on whether or not this is a model that people want to see, And then once we kind of have the interest gauge, we're like, all right, well, now we're able to get this stuff made, and we can, purchase the bricks and all that kind of stuff. So you guys have been a huge help in being supportive of that. It's kind of a new initiative for us here in 2020, but one I think that is successful. It'll help keep us going, especially through these tougher times. And as we start to come out of them and go back to closer to business as normal, I think we'll probably keep this model. But as we've said kind of in the past, it'll be bigger kits, Sherman level kits that will be released on pre-order, but stuff like that 6-pounder that's coming out with the Revolutionary Soldiers tomorrow, that is not a pre-order. That's just a new release that'll ship right away. We have stuff like the Schwim Wagon, the Mutt, the UTV, etc., stuff like that. That is all that'll all just be new release style. So the ARC asked, will the AC-130 ship earlier on the release date? Well, it's a huge kit, so I'd say if they got them ready to go by the release date, we should give our production a big old pat on the back. We'll probably all be helping in there, to be honest, to help get those kits ready to go, because that is a monster undertaking. And as much as we want to open up more pre-orders, and we are hoping to in August, it shuts down production, man. It's like having several LCACs going at once. So we got to be a little bit ready for that. But we always shoot to make our dates. I think with very, very few exceptions. Sorry, one second. Do we miss our actual release dates? So Dan is super good about helping keep production on track and doing all that kind of stuff. So we're in good shape. Yes, Marshall Clark asked, can we hope for a second round of spookies? We hope so. So yeah, I think you're in good luck there. I think we're going to try to do it, but we'll see. It's as I said, it's a big undertaking. We got to make sure we got enough minifigure parts. It comes with a crew of 13, so it's a heck of an undertaking. But isn't it worth it? I mean, look at that thing. It's beautiful. I put up that action shot yesterday, and literally I was like, I'm going to use this opportunity to put up a picture so awesome that I can actually get some information out that people will actually read because they want to see the action shot. So that's why I was like, look at the action shot. Now that we have your attention, here's what's changing this week, because I knew people couldn't resist that because it's awesome. So props to our talented animation team for that. And actually, oh man, I was seeing sneak peeks of a little little teaser animation that they've put together for that AC-130. You guys just wait till that designer's desk. It's going to be beautiful. Plus we might, dump it off a ladder. I know there's kind of mixed reviews on those. When I first saw them, I was like, drop videos are awesome. They're the greatest. And then I go to the comments and it's like, oh my God, how could you drop this? Why would you drop this? You terrible person. It's like, come on, it's cool, man. Seeing a big Lego model shatter on the ground like that, it's cool. Holy smokes, these questions are cruising in here. I'll try to read them as quick as I can. All right, so Scorpion asks, Brickmania, will you release other Italian tanks or Italian vehicles? Well, believe it or not, one of the factions that has not been represented in Micro Brick Battle is the Italians. So we currently have coming up here several micro kit launches of our Japanese stuff and our Italian stuff for Micro Brick Battle. So where I don't think we have any 1/35 scale size kits in the pipeline. Italian vehicles are something we want to bring to Micro Brick Battle, so be on the lookout for those, because that'll be pretty cool. We're going to start doing some releases coming up here that are a little bit more like grouped together. So you'll have like a Japanese aircraft, a Japanese tank, and some Japanese artillery, or like a light tank, a regular tank, and a ground attack force, or et cetera, et cetera. It'll be more paired together, and it'll be themed through after a certain country, and all of that has to do with the launch of microbrickbattle.com. So microbrickbattle.com is your one-stop shop for rules, instructions, scenarios, etc. Everything having to do with Micro Brick Battle. And we're bringing those kits back in a big way too, where we'll have the instructions for free versions that you want to build with your own bricks up online. But then if you want some of the premium kits with some of the printed elements, the cool packaging, come with the cards, all that kind of stuff, we'll have that stuff available. And like I was saying, we want to have that representing all nations, all sorts of nations that were involved in these conflicts. And so we will slowly be working towards that. So hopefully if you don't feel as though you are represented in Micro Brick Battle currently, you will feel that way soon. And then also some of you builders out there from, smaller places that might not be represented, we want to see what you got build wise. So build your country's signature equipment and show it off in Micro Brick Battle. There's a forum now that is taken off. I'd say there's some really cool builds to share, etc. on there. You saw some of them on social media this past weekend that we decided to show off. So make sure to continue to do that, and we'll keep showing them off because we like showing off people's content. And who doesn't want to see their post on the Brickmania, their build on the Brickmania main page? I mean, that's just cool, man. So that's all stuff we want to continue to do. Hold on. Matt Man asked, Brickmania, any chance of an SB2C restock? Boy, Matt, do I have your back? Because guess what was almost going to go in the vault on Thursday? And then I was like, I think we could do another batch of these. And Dan agreed. And so we pulled the SB2C, the Helldiver, out of the vault so that we could bring it back for another batch. When, I don't know. But it is on the project list. Hopefully, at least once more in 2020, we will see the Helldiver return, and you won't have to try to be scrambling for the one that's available in the vault. So there you go. I love that plane. It's awesome that it's as big as it is and could take off of a carrier. So we'll make sure to check that out and let you know when that's coming back. King Tiger says M18 Hellcat Restock. Yes, we are going to have that one back very soon, at least on pre-order, because all of these TrackLink kits that people have been dying to have return, we want to start bringing them back. We have a pretty good beat on when those will be actually arriving here, so we're starting up those pre-orders, but obviously we got to kind of ease into it a little bit because we want to make sure that, the TrackLinks, etc., are up in good shape. So ready to run. Fan of Military Brick says Sherman Restock. No, not Sherman Restock. New Sherman. Look, see? New Sherman. Not Sherman Restock. Sherman is retired. Well, other Sherman is retired. The Easy 8 is still around. This is the new M4. M4A3 to be exact. Look how cool that looks. Then you can pair them with your Revolutionary War tanker. Nope, just kidding. That's the crossover nobody wants to see happen. Eli's laughing at my thumbnail. Yes, I know. EJ says, where are the track links? Couldn't find them on the website yesterday. That's because you didn't pay attention to the SitRep, EJ. That's because you're not listening and you're not reading closely. They are back in restock pre-orders. That is how the track links return. Restock pre-orders are not back for individual sale. We don't actually have them in our possession right now. They are currently being made. We think we have a good idea as to when they will arrive here. So we have started to pre-order kits and restock pre-order kits that include those track links so that when their actual release dates arrive, then we will have track links ready to go. Individual track links available for sale will follow that. So sorry for the confusion there. There were quite a few questions, but we spelled it out pretty good. Those of you who watched the Monday SitRep close enough, or even the after action of the Friday SitRep, which I know caught some people off guard, but yeah, so. Aspect Vlogs asks, can you restock the Gas 6.7? That is actually going to be in the vault on Thursday, so it is not coming back. You'll have one last chance to get one. Good luck. It's a tough situation. I know that the vault is a mad grab, to say the least, but that's the way it goes. That's the way we can make it available. We had far too many people on our eBay auctions, being kids, etc., driving up the price, and then we have an upset parent calling us being like, I had no idea that my kid paid $300 for this tank, and then Dan's a nice guy, so he's not going to be like, well, you have to pay it. So he lets him off the hook, but we got sick of that after a while, so now we're doing it on our own website. Lego Empire asks, what is my favorite set? Yes, quick film. So it'll be a sale tomorrow. I'm going to put you on mute if you keep doing that. My favorite one that's up right now, I mean, the AC-130 isn't technically available, but like that would be the coolest one. Otherwise, you guys know me. I love half tracks. I like the SDKFZ, all that kind of stuff. American half track, all of it. D. Holden asks, any chance of bringing back the Merkava? I think the jury's still out on that one. I don't know if I know it's been in fan polls before, so it's never like officially I don't know if it's officially been moved to the retired category. Maybe, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Maybe you still might have a chance. At the very least, you'll know it's kind of the end of it if we put one in the vault. So pay attention for that, and then if you got a shot, we'll be able to. Bricker282 asks how much is the Sherman. We don't discuss prices beforehand. You'll have to log on tomorrow and check that out. Mr. Boo asks, do you plan on restocking the instruction books? Yes, as a matter of fact, we have the Overlord bricks and the Battle of the Bulge newly back online right now. So those are restocking. We restock books, sticker packs, etc. Just whenever we have room in the print queue, we're able to get it done and get it up there. So that's what we do. All right, you're getting muted. Boy, you people, come on. Yes, there will be a sale tomorrow. World War Lego Fan 666 asks if there will be a sale tomorrow for BKM stores or online. There will be two different sales, one online and one in stores. So that'll be sweet. Modern Jets, says Stephen Lay. Yes, well, Modern Jets requires licensing. So we have to get licenses. That's how it works. That's why when everybody jumps on here is like, will you bring back the Huey? Like, well, we'd love to. Trust me. we would love to. We'd love to bring back all that stuff. We'd love to have everything we can in stock at all times. It's not possible. It's not because we're withholding things. It's not because we don't want to bring you guys the coolest kits possible. We just can't physically produce that much. And also there just isn't enough Lego brick available at certain times, or specifically the Lego bricks we need available at certain times to be able to keep everything in stock. So we do our best. Ark had a question here. Sorry. There's Ark asked if there'll be a Widowmaker gun truck in there tomorrow. There will not be a Widowmaker gun truck. I think that one actually did sell over the eBay auction, so it wasn't everything that we had back. And that was a super old kit, but I feel you. That was awesome. Stack brick with the brick built canvases back. Pretty awesome. Yeah, so Matt Man asked if we can give some background for the licensing. I don't remember you guys having licensing previously. Yeah, so they didn't. But as small companies grow and as we get on people's radars, you know, we don't have a, it would be a bummer of a situation if Brickmania was making these awesome jets and then suddenly Lockheed Martin decided they weren't happy with Brickmania producing these awesome jets. And so they decided to do something about it. Obviously, you know, we are a small company and we do not have the legal team to go toe to toe with someone like Lockheed Martin over something like that. Plus, you know, we want to do things the right way. And so kind of when we caught wind of the fact that like, hey, maybe this isn't completely on the up and up, you know, we should reevaluate and make sure we're doing this the right way. And that's what led us down the path of licensing. And started off with Lockheed. The F-16 was actually the first officially licensed Lockheed Martin Brickmania kit. Then we moved to the F-22, et cetera, et cetera. So the way it works is when you get a license from a company, you sign an agreement with them, you know, pay royalties on the product, et cetera. But it doesn't automatically mean that when you get a license agreement with someone like Lockheed Martin, you don't just get every Lockheed Martin aircraft that they've ever created is now yours to build. That's not how any of it works. You get certain things in each different agreement. You renew these agreements, et cetera. So with our AM General, with our Bell, with all these companies that we work with, we have a very set guidelines as to what we're allowed to make, how we're allowed to make it. It's kind of like, you know, people have been asking to see a little bit more of that Humvee. Right now, we can't show it off because we need approval from AM General. The P-38 Lightning designer's desk that just went up earlier this week, that kind of stuff needs approval from Lockheed Martin before it can go up. So it's not us sitting here trying to withhold that stuff from you. It's we're jumping through the hoops to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to get that stuff out the right way. So that's really all it is. And it's new to us, so it's been a little bit of maneuvering and a lot of stuff to figure out, but we've been cool with it, and we've gotten it mostly down, I think, to this point. So we're feeling confident and excited about it. So I keep dropping stuff here. It's hot in here. Warm up here today, guys. It's like 90 degrees in Minnesota. GHQ's a little toasty. Maybe it's because I'm under these lights. I don't know. Okay, my goodness, all the questions. I probably completely missed a lot of these things, but we'll jump back into it. Yeah, you're welcome for the info. German Pineapple asks, how long does it take to design something like the Tiger or the Sherman? Well, so you got to remember that, Dan way back when made a lot of these designs originally. Literally one of the first custom Lego builders to ever do these kind of military stuff. And so a lot of those designs are what they still build off of. And then what it is doing a lot of, remodding these things due to new pieces, finding stuff that looks a little bit more historically accurate. Like if you look at this new Sherman, you can see that the suspension system is slightly different than the old one. No minifig hands, but still kind of similar. So it's like just using new elements to be able to capture those shapes. That's what that's all about, PK Brick Builds asks, is it only modern military sets that need licenses? Not 100%. It's not exclusive to that, because like that's the situation with stuff like doing big batches of the C-47, B-17, couple of other of those kits, that they fall into those categories just because they're so iconic. P-51, another one. So we're Huey, another example. It's kind of like jump through the hoops, figure out which ones you're allowed to go with and which ones are maybe on the no-no, and that's how we sit in our situation. So the new releases restock will be the Sherman Revolutionary War Fig, perfect caliber musket, and the 6-pounder. Yeah, that and a couple more things. I got the British Micro Brick Battle Artillery, and then we are hoping to have that Humvee available tomorrow as well. So I just can't show it off until the SitRep. Otherwise, I'd love to have it check out now. So. Luke asks, Swift Boat, ? Yeah, that was pretty popular. I hope we bring it back. I've been editing the designer's desk for it, and literally when you take those two roofs off, it's like the play set you always wish you had as a kid, especially with, man, Landon, does he knock those crew packs out of the park or what? I mean, you give that guy a creative inch, he'll take a mile, and it's like he's got backstories for all these people, those Navy SEALs, UDTs, whatever you want to call them. They looked awesome. All that kind of stuff is been super successful. So I'm psyched for hopefully more Swift votes. Ryan, did you just jump on here and make 2,000 new Shermans? You mean like 2,000 of these things? That would be a lot, man. We'd have like nothing else available. I don't think you want that. King Tiger asked about the M25 Dragon Wagon. I believe that is retired, so you'll probably have to take a shot at that in the vault. Steve Lentz asked, will you do more World War I kits? Yes and no. I think we're going to try to do a Char 2C coming up here this fall. Otherwise, the aircraft is really what has sold. Those big tanks, they're expensive. Some of the smaller tanks aren't so much, but they sit for a while. And, right now with as much stuff as we have, I mean, look at the chat. Look at all the things that are requested. We just can't afford to put our money into stuff that a couple of people want, and the rest are kind of like, yeah, I hope they do something else. So we really got to make sure that when we're picking our avenues, that we are giving everybody exactly, or at least the majority of people, what they want to get right away, because we just don't have room to be able to restock stuff that is marginal. So I think that's something that we're working for. We're constantly trying to read it all. You guys' suggestions help a ton. And then obviously, Dan and them have their own stuff of what they want to build, what they want to make. So that's what we do. We do what we do, and we do it well. Can you guys make an M5 Stuart? We have in the past. The old one is retired. You might see a new one in the future. It's not on our list though, so we'll see. I saw some cool micro brick battle Stuarts though. Whoever posted those over this past weekend, that was pretty sweet. There's Nugget. Burf, burf, burf. Holy smokes. These things are flying in, man. Yeah, go say hi to her, Andrew. Luca asked, why don't you guys want to make a Yugoslavian M48? I don't think anyone would have ever said that we don't want to make a certain kit. I just think that we are trying to go for a little bit more of a broad appeal for something like that. So if you're able to pick up something and build your own or mod it or do whatever that way, we'd be happy to show that kind of stuff off, because we love to see our techniques being used out there for people to make their own creations like that. But obviously we, being a business, need to tailor that towards stuff that is a little bit more accepted. Plus, you know, we are here in the States. And so doing launches that specifically excite people who are overseas, you know, it's expensive for you guys, it's expensive for us. Not that we don't do it or never do it. We do it all the time. But when it comes to really, really niche stuff, you know, we kind of learned, we, you know, made a Syrian T55, I think, earlier this year. And that was pretty tough. So P-47 Thunderbolt, maybe. A couple people asked about that. I don't think that's something that's on the list right now, but it is definitely one that people want to. Same with Jaden asked about the U-2 spy plane. That's another one that we would love to create. We'll see. We'll see. That's unfortunately the answer to a lot of this. So I'm going to do a little quick rundown here again. Thursday at 8 a.m. is when we are going to have the new releases, restocks, or the new releases, pre-orders, and the vault drop. So that's tomorrow morning at 8. That's different than our normal Friday release time. So be on the lookout for that. That is due to the holiday. Also, customer service is going to be closed on Friday. We will be starting a sale tomorrow on the web store that'll, I think, run through Tuesday night. And then we'll have 30% off in our retail stores Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that, man, if you don't have any 4th of July plans, you just got some. Go check those out, because there are some kits there, especially over here in the GHQ, and I'm sure Chantilly and Chicago are the same way, that just have not been around for a long time. Yes, we are open on Friday. Aspect Vlogs asks, our retail locations are all open. Our customer service department and our HQ is not. So that's how it is. Steve Lenz asks, how's work going on the Macon Island? Slow right now. Slow. We've had a lot going on this last couple of weeks. We got that big haul of Legos in, and we need to sort it and start putting it into position where it can actually be added to the ship, etc. And we just haven't got to it. We've all been putting in a lot of hours here to try to make sure that everything is in good shape. We will have an update on that in the future. I just don't have anything for you right now. Probably won't this week, unfortunately. But that just kind of is what it is. Hey, Schweitzer says he got his F-22 today. Good for you. Mr. Boo asked, do you plan on restocking any Canadian sets for Canada Day? I didn't even know it was Canada Day, man. Is it today? If it's today, then no. Otherwise, maybe if it's Monday, you'll just get lucky and there'll be some restocks with it along the way. No Canadian stuff, though, because I think the only Canadian vehicle we have is that Universal Carrier. And that would need track links. And that probably is a small enough kit to the point where we wouldn't restock that until we actually had it available as just a new release. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be a restock. So Henry asks, is Andrew Summers returning? He might. Who knows? I assume he's already out of school. So I'd say probably not. If he hasn't jumped back on at this point, I don't think so. So maybe he'll do some contract builds, etc. But that's out of my department anyways. I just get to look at the cool stuff and make sure it goes online and all the social media, etc. is taken care of. So John R. asks, any chance of an Avenger? I think that is something that we could for sure see in the future. I hope so anyway. Yes, today is Canada Day. Well, I'm sorry, Scott. I didn't know, and also, no, we don't have any Canadian sets coming back. I know that's not the answer you wanted. I'm sorry to be so blunt about it, but that's just the truth. Will the SDKFZ restock soon? Yes. Yes, it will. Not Monday. Give it a month. Give it a month. We'll see. I can't remember exactly when it is. So... Brickmaniac 100 asks, why is Cody leaving? That is his own decision and his personal business. So C5 Galaxy that can fit an Avram and a few Humvees. Yeah, okay. AE Brick Productions. That doesn't sound like a gigantic undertaking at all. We just did the AC-130, all right? Can we go back to some kits about this size for a little while? Dang. Yes, the EZ8 will be returning. The Walker Bulldog. So Jude Moskoff asks about the M41 Walker. Is it M40, M40? Whatever. Regardless of which, the Walker Bulldog. I think that is going to be an early 2021 release. So... Walker Dixon, I hope you're messing with me, man. I hope you're playing. Born Brick Production says, I need a BKM store in New England. Okay, well, you're not that far, man. You already got one on the East Coast. I mean, look, imagine the people out in California or the people in Oregon. Like they got to drive as far as Chicago. We had people at the GHQ store the other day who came up from Arizona. Shout out to you if you're on here, by the way. But yeah, so I mean, people travel for these things. We try to open them as fast as they can, but they certainly don't pop up like daisies. So that's kind of the situation that we're in right now. And then, man, if you talk about overseas, I saw a whole bunch of people asking about opening up a store in Australia. Like, there's a lot that goes with that. So you'll have to be patient. I mean, we try to get everywhere eventually, but stuff grows slowly. Crib Crazy says, what's going on? I just got here. It's a live sit rep, man. Get involved. Join in. Ask some questions. Let's talk about some cool stuff. So here's for you, Crib Crazy. On Thursday, tomorrow at 8 a.m., we're going to do our new releases, our restocks, and our pre-order. Or, well, no restocks. Sorry, our new releases, our pre-orders, and our vault tomorrow morning instead of Friday. We also are going to have a 30% off sale Friday through Sunday in our retail locations. And then hopefully we'll have a vault video this afternoon previewing some of the cool vault stuff that's going to be available in that as well. If a friend goes to the GHQ store this weekend, we'll photo a fig work for the extra 10%. You bet, Shy. Why not? For you, anything, buddy. It better be a good picture, though. It's got to be tasteful. I want it well lit. You know, it's got to look cool. Scott says, when COVID is better and the border is open, I'll be coming to the GHQ from Canada. Worth the trip. Heck yeah, man. It's worth the trip up to Canada, too. Great fishing, let me tell you. I love Canada. Although I didn't know it was Canada Day, so sorry about that. Hawker Hurricane, when is it coming? When are you planning to visit UK? Well, the Hurricane, I believe, Simon, will be next week's pre-order. I think so. Next Friday will be the pre-order there. And then visit the UK. Are we even allowed over there right now? I'm honestly not sure what that situation is. I mean, we'd love to get over there. Tank Museum is like, you know, Dan and a kid in a candy store when Dan's in the Tank Museum, so I'm sure he'd be happy to be back over there sometime. But yeah, 501st Legion 100 asks Bradley and M113 restock. Yes, the M113 is going to be a restock pre-order available on Monday, along with a whole bunch of other stuff like the Focke-Wulf, I think the Schwabel, maybe just a whole bunch of kits will be restock pre-orders on Monday, and then what was the other one you asked about? Bradley, yes, the Bradley will be a new one. Actually, one of our newer designers, you'll meet her later, that's one of her first undertakings, is updating Dan's old Abrams. So stay tuned for that. You never know. I don't know what type of Bradley it specifically is. I just know it's Bradley for now, all right? We'll see when they get done with all the stuff and building their stuff. M22 Locust, says Aaron. I don't know, man, maybe. Haven't seen it on the list. Luke, yes, the Abrams will come back. Ooh, Dylan asked, Osprey, question mark. No, never again. Not for mass production anyways. We might be able to toss one in the vault, but Lego got that contract. So that's a done deal for us, yo. Marshall Clark asks, can't wait for more track links and hopefully more instruction books. Well, you'll get one of those. You will get more track links, but you will not get more instruction books. So, but I'm trying to read these as fast as I can, guys. Yes, Phil, I agree. Our Osprey is better than Lego, but that doesn't mean anything, unfortunately. You guys want to see the Sherman again? Or maybe this guy. See him yet? Some of you new people here? Why no more books? Because we don't have enough people to produce them, and when we do produce them, people just wind up ripping the instructions off and circulating them all over the internet. No, Henry, I didn't throw any shade. What are you talking about? We're all friendly here. Isn't this guy cool? This is another one of those minifigs of the month that I'm glad we're going to have a bunch of, because, like, who gets just one of them? Aaron, you're going to get muted here, buddy. Dang people. Never learn. try to be nice. I try to be. I do. EKR Math asked, does Brickmania will redesign the new F-35B? I think the next, well, I think that we wanted to do the A at one point. I don't know if we're going to wind up doing that anymore because there hasn't been a ton of interest in those jets, to be totally honest. Even when we came out with the F-35C, that one sat for a while. The B sat for a while. So, I mean, that's kind of a tough situation, you know. Like I said before, we want to make models that are cool and that everyone wants and that are fun for our designers to build too. So it's like a happy marriage between all these things. Jason Morker. Yeah, so he asked for a space shuttle in minifig scale. We just started firing up the space race stuff again with the LRV and the astronaut, so there's no chance that we're going to jump to anything that big in that scale anytime soon, especially because that would be similar size to the AC-130. No. Sorry. Maybe sometime in the way distant future, if we get a super popular if the space race stuff really takes off. But otherwise, the price point for people who want to collect space race Legos is, when it comes to building to our level of detail, is pretty much non-existent. So yes, sorry, I know, sad face. Yes, Marshall, jets are definitely cool, but completely understand about them sitting. Yeah, I mean, the price point comes with all that stuff on our kits. You know, we hold our breath too when we're counting parts or whatever. But I think that part of it is that we don't hold back. Our design team doesn't hold back. They want to make everything as awesome as possible every single time. So even though they know sometimes when they're creeping down territories, they're like, oh man, do we want to like pull some certain parts or change some certain things to try to make this more expensive, or to try to make this less expensive, more affordable? If that takes away from the detail or the awesomeness of the model functions whatsoever in any way, they won't do it, because we always want to make our models the absolute top of the line. And with that comes an incurred cost. And so we don't even know how much those things are going to cost until we sit down and start doing the parts list. You know, everything has an equation that works with it. You know, and we sit down there and we figure out exactly what we need to do to try to make sure that it keeps us in business and makes people happy. You know, and that's where you get our prices. And then not only that, but we're completely dependent on what bricks cost. You know, and at various times we log on and we're like, oh, we want to do this F-35. We need, you know, 100 of these and 50 of these, whatever. We look on Bricklink and it's like, holy smokes, these things were, you know, less than a nickel a brick 2 weeks ago, and now we're jumping on there and they're 15 cents a piece. All that stuff, if we decide to put it into production, all of that gets moved over into the incurred cost of the model, because we can't, I mean, we're not big enough yet to be able to eat the cost of some of this kind of stuff. I mean, literally the only things that we're able to eat the cost on are things like when we gave away the Johnston for the 50K subscribers here, when we do stuff for the mock contest, which by the way ends on November 11th. You know, all that kind of stuff, those are the only few instances where we can actually afford to be able to do stuff like that. Otherwise, it's just not an option. King Tiger says more trains. I think we'd love to do more trains, man. I really do, especially with some of the 3D printed stuff that we have going on. Yeah, I agree, man. Hopefully we have more trains. I love trains. Do you guys love trains? Jim Kirk, hope you're joking with me. Somebody else in the chat set him straight. Crib Crazy, will you do the Pavlo again? I think that's probably a kit now that if we go back and look, we would need to license, so we'll have to make sure that we're good. Simon Jones wants an update on World War Brick. Yeah, man. World War Brick 2021. So those of you who were weekend pass holders for World War Brick 2020 and are still planning on coming to World War Brick 2021, congratulations, you have secured your exclusive item. I think it's going to be a one-of-a-kind minifig, or well, once produced minifig, exclusive minifig for that. And then obviously we'll honor your stuff at the 2021 World War Brick. So that'll be awesome. And then for those of you who still want to come to World War Brick 2021, we do have the webpage all updated, so you can go ahead and pick those up right now. Start building your mocks. You got plenty of time to prep for it. It is June 10th through the 13th of next year. So little less than a year away now. We'll be back in action for World War Brick. So Simon, looking forward to seeing you, man. Glad you're going to make the hop across the pond. Hopefully all is well by then, and we'll see if that works out. Oh boy. Can you show the new Sherman? You bet, Corbin. I can't show this thing off enough. So this is the M4A3 Sherman prototype designed by Cody O'Sell. Lots of awesome functions. Look at that front. Isn't that just sweet? You can just see a few of the shell deflecting off there already, provided it's not a Tiger. Which, once again, I don't know if he's still on here, but ASAP, if you're listening, or if anyone else knows who ASAP Animation is, make sure to go check out his channel and look at his Fury animation that he did with some of our stuff. Holy smokes! Just one arc, because it is awesome. It's similar to the last Sherman, but with a flesh figure, and then obviously it's a A3, slightly different chassis with a similar turret on it. So there you go. Provided it's not a Tiger. Yeah. Well, you tell me, Empire. Do you want to be in this thing or in the Tiger if it's a 1v1? I mean, that's not close. Easy 8, you got a little better chance, but still, even so, I'd be worried. .501st asked again about an AAV7. I think that's in a book. One of the 2 World War I books, maybe. Who knows? Trench Rat would rather be in a Sherman. Better survivability. Well, that's all right. I'll take 131. You can have this. We'll see who wins. Provided my transmission doesn't just like shut down. More Vietnam minifigures. You know, I thought for a while that we had a grunt on the list. You know, sometimes our production schedule changes. I know that is definitely one, that whole era is something that we want to explore a little bit more. That's why we did the Mutt. We'll have more versions of the Mutt coming out in the future. Obviously, we did the M40. Chris, what do you mean about so Chris asked about the crate sticker packs. You mean like if they're coming back? Sticker packs and books, all the same kind of deal. They will return when we have room in our print queue. And like I was explaining, they kind of just show up, and then somebody is like, "Hey, Dylan, we've got a whole bunch of these new things in our, in customer service now." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, great, awesome." Then we'll, put them online. But I don't ever know when stuff is actually in the pipeline, unfortunately. So. Jimbo says, I'd rather be in a fighter bomber. Well, that wasn't part of the equation, Jimbo. You can't just like have a fight between a Sherman and a Tiger and say, oh, I'll take the F-35. That's not how it works. I'll take the alien spaceship. I'll take the multiverse thing with Rick's, portal gun. Yes, Chris, the US ones will be back for sure, because I know those were crazy popular. We're trying to get as much out of printing as possible. We had to catch up on like some German infantry uniforms, a whole bunch of other things too that were kind of like all over the place. So, can you go over the Monday restocks? Okay, let me see here if I can jump over to this thing real quick here, provided I'm still streaming. Scroll down here a minute, take a look at what we have coming up. Okay, so the Monday restocks will be. Paying attention? The M113, the ME262, the Focke-Wulf 190, the LCVP, the Fokker DR1, the Hollywood edition, and the Newport 17, also the Hollywood edition. And then we'll have like some other minifigures, etc. I'm not going to dive into all the specifics of those right now, but those will be what is coming back on Monday as a restock pre-order. So there you go. I told you, it's literally Monday, I think, is going to be one of our biggest restocks since COVID broke out. So that should be cool to check out. I'm going to be going for another 10 or so minutes here. So fire off some questions. Once again, remember that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we are going to drop the vault, our pre-orders and our new releases all at the same time. So be looking out for that email. We will try to get that out, as quick as possible. 8 a.m. is usually our target time. Stuff will usually be on the site a little bit before that. I know some people have been saying that their success with the vault has actually just been being on the website and clicking refresh. However it works for you, man. I know it's a mad grab. That is the best we can do. But the new releases, restocks, etc., will all be, or the new releases, pre-orders, etc., will all be out on Thursday, including this guy, the new minifigure of the month for July, as well as the perfect caliber flintlock pistol. This is kind of one of those kits where it's like you can't get him without that perfect caliber stuff is so awesome. I mean, I thought, when I first kind of learned about brick arms, I was like, man, what even are these cool little minifig weapons? This is so awesome. And then when you print on them and give them the detail, it's like, holy smokes, totally different product. Matt Man, no, there's not an ETA for a Pershing restock. Timmy asks if there's any restock of MP minifigs. I do not believe so. Lego Empire asks, what does Hollywood Edition mean? Hollywood Edition means that it is loosely based off of a version of the set that you would have seen in a movie. So that one is, I believe, specifically based off of Flyboys, something similar to that. It's not like an exact pull out of that, but it's as close as we can get and still feel comfortable about putting it out there. So Jay Clifford asks, what is the minifig of the month for August? Boy, we review minifig, we review stuff, and people are still just wondering what's next. Never good enough, is it? I think that's going to be the modern Navy SEAL. I believe Landon showed that off a little bit. So that'll be August. I'll double check on that, but I think that's what it's going to be. We'll see. Quick Films asked, do you guys still do add-on packs? No, we do not. We do. I think we still have the Hollywood is in production, maybe. Other than that, Drew, do we do any other add-on packs that you can think of that the Opal Blitz. We do the Opal Blitz canvas cover. Other than that, I don't think we have any other add-on packs that we actually actively bring back. There's some still in the stores, though. So if you're able to get this weekend to any one of our retail stores, that's one of the reasons the M113 is coming back on restock pre-order, because some of those stores still have those add-on packs in there. So if you want to check those out. Tiger Crew Pack isn't really an add-on pack, though, Chris. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't come with any stuff to mod the actual build. You can just buy whatever Tiger you want and add the figures to it. But that is a good point, because that was kind of in that same breath right there. But stuff that actually modifies the existing model, in the future, we want to just have those models already built like that. So if we bring back a meat chopper, it won't just be the meat chopper add-on to put onto your M4. It'll be an M4 half track with a meat chopper add-on. So it's everything. Because we were running into a lot of problems where we would have, we'd put 50 of each online, the kits would sell out, and we'd still have 17 add-on packs left. And then it's like, if you don't have the base kit, what good is the add-on pack? So now we're more in a situation where we're going to put out just everything built the way it is, kind of like the F-16 before and after the license. Exactly, Chris. He knows what he's talking about. He's an old vet when it comes to Brickmania. Just let him do these things. Check out his Minifig Monday. They're pretty cool. Restock the Albatross, please, says Damian Clean. Yes, I believe that one will come. I think all of the World War I aircraft, there's no real reason for us to keep it out of production. So as long as there's interest driving forward, we will have that kind of stuff available. Group B says Lana should do a how it's made from start to finish on custom minifigs like the old Discovery Channel miniseries. Yeah, that'd be really cool, except for the fact that people would be looking at that stuff for the wrong reasons. So a lot of that would just be to try to figure out the magic behind it all and try to replicate it on their own. So that's more so what that is. Oh yeah, okay. So whoever was talking about the Pershings, good call there, Drew. Thank you. There's still Pershings available in stores. So if you're able to get somebody to one of our retail locations over this weekend, you can get a Pershing 30% off. So maybe time to take advantage of that, because those sales do not happen very often. Marty Becker asks, will the new minifig of the month be available Friday at Schaumburg? I hope so. I think so. They got them now. They have them in customer service, so I'm assuming that stuff will leave today or tomorrow. Excuse me. You're okay, Bumps. And so they should be there on Friday. I don't exist. I'm not even going to answer that one. Lego fan 22 Murphy asks, when is the World War I figs coming out? I don't think there's like a set restock of World War I figures whatsoever. So yes, the SPAD, Phil K said the SPAD is missing from your World War I fighter list. That is kind of true. We've done that kind of stuff in the past. It just has to do with ones that those guys are interested in updating. So. Boy, these are flying in a little too fast for me to read. No, we didn't cancel the Huey. I don't exist. You just don't pay attention or don't watch enough. Trench Rat, I assume no plan to re-release of the Spitfire. No, I don't think it's planned, but that's when we like that Battle of Britain Spitfire, so I don't see any reason why we won't restock that in the future. And then, as Simon will tell you, there's a Spitfire in the Rats and Foxes book too. That's pretty sweet. So check out some of his videos for showing off that stuff. He's a big Rats and Foxes guy. 501st Legion asks if there's a store in Ohio. No, so our store locations are this. We have one at our GHQ store, which is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Then we have our Chicago store, which is in Schaumburg, Illinois. And then we have our Capital store, which is in Chantilly, Virginia. So 2 in the Midwest, 1 on the East Coast. All of those locations, Friday through Sunday, 30% off on all of their exclusive inventory, etc. So make sure to check that out because there's definitely quite a few kits there that people want to get their hands on. So that's kind of like our couple of times a year we'll do. We did it on New Year's. We're doing it now. We'll probably maybe do one later in the year. Maybe it'll be another New Year's thing. So it'll be a twice a year deal or whatever. But it's obviously a significant event, a fun discount, and something that a lot of people are going to want to get involved for. So, Connor asks, how are you? I'm doing just fine, Connor. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Samuel asks, you're at the GHQ store, right? I am indeed. I am in the back of the GHQ store right now, hiding behind a curtain because we're still socially distanced here. So me and Drew are holding it down. We're actually getting our vault items ready right now. Drew's editing an image of the S-Tank. So that is one of the vault items. You'll see more of those this afternoon, though. Olson asks, please make a Greg in Nebraska. Probably no more Midwest stores, just because we got to make sure that we're giving some love to other people. King Tiger, will there be a sale online for the 4th of July? Yes, there'll be a sale starting tomorrow through the end of Tuesday, I believe. So that'll be 15% off with a promo code. What are the chances of a T95? Asked Seth. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Will there be an Heli V25 with the Macon Island? I think that is kind of the plan. I'm not 100% sure. I know that the Striker won, so we were like, all right, we'll give the Striker its love first. But I mean, Shai made that same comment where he was like, oh, we got to have them. I'm like, I know. We will. I think that is part of the plan. We'll at least have them to display with it. Whether or not we'll be able to sell them, I don't know 100% about that right now, but we'll see. Brickborn Productions asks, what's your favorite kit that you own? Probably Oddball, but close behind that is either the Meat Chopper Half Track or the Little Bird. Little Bird is great. I wish we could make that all the time. Yeah, Shy. No, I got you, bud. Trust me. I got you. Will there be a store in Atlanta? Maybe. West Coast first. I bet you do. Shai says he has real footage for that set. Well, we'll be anxiously awaiting the video then. That'll be awesome. Please. Okay, so Damien, actually, you bring up a good point here, and I know I'm only a minute away, but I'll go a little extra just to explain this. So he says, please bring the Lewis air gun to Brickisimo. I've seen a lot of people saying recently how they're disappointed that when we do restocks, resellers don't also get restocks. We don't control our resellers. Our resellers are place their own orders. They restock their own items. They sell their own stuff. They run their own stores, etc. All that stuff is done by them. So don't come after us when Brickisimo doesn't have something, or when Neva Bricks, whoever, doesn't have stuff, because they're doing their best to get it to you already. They're the ones who have to put the order in. Then they've got to wait for the actual releases. I don't know if they do pre-orders of their own, but regardless of which, they usually have to wait till they have them in hands, and then they'll be able to pass them on to you guys. So they have to jump through a lot of hoops too, and make it all work. And they're trying their best to bring you guys value and the kits that you want to see. So cut them a little slack. And understand that, you know, they go through a lot to try to make sure that you guys have stuff overseas to pick from, and they do their best. So, all right. Well, with that, we are just about 30 seconds over an hour here. So thank you all for joining me. I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. I always do. We'll do some more of these things. Hopefully you guys can get your questions answered. You know, I'll do my best within reason. And then we talk about some more stuff here. So once again, remember, tomorrow at 8 a.m., you're going to get the new releases, the pre-orders, as well as the vault. So be ready for that. 30% off all weekend long in our retail stores. Take advantage of that. And then head over to microbrickbattle.com. Check that out. Get involved with that community there. Go on the forum, post your creations, start playing that game, because it is a ton of fun. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. We will see you next time.